Sending you all love and power right now. And that would be a mudra. See? Do you see that energy coming off the tips of my fingers?
So perfect. So perfect. I'm just saying it.
Let's start out with some laughter because everyone needs it. How you doing, Regine?
It's a different day. It's a different type of day. It's been one of those that just aware that there's different energies in the air, but I believe tomorrow will be the day that we find out more about what it may
Represent
have to show us. Yeah.
So every day we've been here, the wind's been coming from the water, which is over here, and going this way, along with the clouds. Not today. Today the clouds are going this way and the wind's going this way. That tells us something. We don't fully understand yet, but we will. We've asked. What does that mean? Please share. Hello, Cindy Lou. Not Cindy Lou, but Cindy. There's another Cindy Lou. Yeah. So glad to be here. Hi, Trish. Good to see you again. Tango, Freedom, Liberty. So excited to be here. Today, we've been asked by you to share something on mudras. And Norma Jean, what did we find out?
Mudras are, when you look at your hands, they're electric. Okay. And like I've explained before, the electricity runs between the fingertips in the hand. So that means that the energy that your hands are it can be harnessed or it can be sent out. And the tops and the bottoms of the palm of the hands are neutral. So when you're utilizing hand mudras and you're using the proper prana, breath,
energy,
and as you're either meditating or you're just utilizing it to help you focus on certain aspects of everyday life as to understanding something, then what happens is you're activating your hands to assist you in that understanding to any questions that you have facing your everyday challenges or things that you want to know about self. So
yeah, absolutely. And you have chakras here, and then the electricity runs through the fingers. Is that right? We discussed that the other day.
Yes.
So if you were to have a machine read your aura, and there go the lights again, look at my fingers. Try it. No, you have to do it over here, I think.
It's just for you. I'm in your energy field, so we'll leave it be.
Right? Can you guys see that? Can you see when I put my finger up that there's light coming off of it?
There's no doubt to that because the being that she is, it doesn't doubt. I don't doubt none whatsoever. And it does have something to do with light, but she's actually attracting it. So, it's like, it's energy and energy. So
absolutely. Absolutely. And you too have energy. So when you rub your palms together, you can feel the energy coming from it, right? And activate. So yeah, it worked, Norma. Yeah. Hola, amigos. Absolutely. Hola, hola. Yes, we're still in Mexico. We have another just over a week. Yeah. And then we go back to North Van. So spring will be bright and shiny by the time we get there. So very excited. Let's jump in because we feel, and many are leery. So you see a lot of this one when people are talking, right? And you're like, what is that? It's actually to make you grounded, more open and energized and confident. So when you're having an important conversation, people are using mudras. They've been using them forever. Whenever I want to feel more connected, all your fingers are different ones. So play with them and see how you feel as you do each one. That would be important so that you understand the power that you are. So absolutely. All right. So we're going to jump in. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I have to share it first. Oops. There's a step in between. And there we go. All right, awesome. And then we just go into, oh, it's not letting me present. There we go, present. Perfect. All right, so hopefully that's a full screen. Yes, it is. All right, perfect. So they are part of, and they come from ancient times. This is not something new. This is older than we are. So you want to go ahead and read that one out?
Sure. So as we go along, so basically, as this is stating, the mudras are symbolic hand gestures used in yogic practices to influence the flow of energy in the body and to enhance concentration and meditation.
No, I'll
Think-
go back.
Thank you. Think of them as keys. So these are keys because when you come to understand that when you look at the hand, it has 5 fingers, and that is symbolic of the pentagram, so to speak. But when you understand what the pentagram actually represents, the pentagram represents the 5 elements. So you've got the ether, fire, water, air, earth. Okay, so that's what this represents when you understand the truth of what a pentagram stands for. And that's the reason why our ancestors in all, they knew they had to write this down because they knew there would come a point in time that we may forget the truth of who we really are. And it's one of those that it was for us to be able to understand and remember what we've come here to do, and that's to find out and know who we are and manifest. So think of them as they are keys to unlock certain energetic effects within your pranamaya kasha.
Pranamaya.
Thank you. Which is the energetic sheath of the body in yogic philosophy. So each mudra has a specific form and intention, often associated with a particular benefit or effect on the body's energetic system. By positioning the fingers and hands in certain ways, you create a circuit, electric, that can redirect, stimulate, or balance the flow of prana, energy, life force throughout your body. So, there it is. Okay. Okay. So these are like, these give you like the breakdown as to what you can utilize them for, which is an intention, the positioning, activation, benefits, and practice. So as you come to understand what these are so powerful. They're so much more powerful than we've ever been able to really comprehend in that understanding until now. As we continue to, gather this information, we begin to utilize it in ways where we understand it for self in our practices of getting to know more about the energetic and magnetic beings that we are. So the mudras helps us understand how to utilize our energetic side of this form from the higher place of our being. So that way it's a ebb and flow. It's a harmony with the higher aspect of self along with this body.
Absolutely. And we're going to have to change this background because that's really hard to read. All right. In essence, mudras are a way to communicate with your body and mind on a subtle level, using the language of touch and energetic intention. They're a simple yet profound tool for deepening your spiritual practice and connecting with the energies that pervade both your inner world and the cosmos at large. I really want to add here. So, many are like, oh, those are bad. Those are bad hand symbols, but they're not going back far enough to understand and far enough the right timeline. So we go back to the origin of each. And so we have to share that we're getting this information from an original source. And we're very cautious and curated about doing this for you. So we don't want to be giving away information that would be incorrect, maybe the wrong way. So we're being very conscious about how we're doing this. Take it away.
All right. Mudras are a profound aspect of spiritual practice, particularly within the realms of yoga and tantra. They are gestures, primarily of the hands, but can also involve the body or face that facilitate the flow of energy and can influence our mental, emotional, and physical states. Each mudra has a specific purpose and effect, and they are often used in conjunction with, you want to say that word? My tongue don't bend that way.
Right?
Breathing techniques, so to speak. It's the
Yeah.
it's
Pranayama.
yeah, meditation, asana, physical postures to deepen
Yes.
one's spiritual practice.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so a lot of this comes from the original yoga, right? And so we're going to give you a few and feel free to practice them, but I want you to close your eyes. And how does it make you feel? Can you feel it? And this may take time. So don't worry if you don't get it right away, or don't worry if you don't get it at all. But 3 fingers together, thumb and first finger. So it's like this. Enhance concentration and memory related to the expansion of the practitioner's spiritual and mental facilities. Feels very grounding for me. How do you feel? Share in the chat. We would love to know. Let us know. Absolutely. I had another floating bubble. Go figure, right?
You should be standing beside her. My head's on fire.
That's my fault. An orb? Yes. Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's been much going on. I've been activated so much these past few weeks that even I'm not fully understanding what's going on. Only that I can feel the energy surging through me, and it's quite beautiful. So that's all I'll say about it. All right. So are you feeling this? Can you feel it? Did you try focus and concentration? Thank you, Janice. Absolutely. Absolutely. No, we're so excited you guys are here. Thank you for being here. Thumbs up, give it a like, make a comment after the video. We're trying to help more souls. Not trying, we're mastering on how to help more souls. And so not only are you all part of that, but we're realizing that this flow of energy as we go out, we all are being activated to be a beacon of light for others. And so in doing that, we want to support you. And so we've had people like Mel on the show. And we have other people coming on the show that are students of ours, right? And then we bring in people like Patricia or Thomas or Trudy. So we're bringing in other souls to help spiral everyone up all together. Took you straight to relaxation. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it, you guys. Grounded, present. Beautiful.
Right.
Thank you for sharing that.
Right. So, I mean, I apologize. So
No, you're good.
it's because it just came to me. It's like when we understand how to use the mudras, and then we understand what sound is, and we know how to use the proper breathing techniques, then what we're doing is when you're able to get to the root of what all this represents and stands for, then what happens is as you gain the information, which comes to knowledge, which taps into the wisdom that we all have within us, then what we're doing is we're beginning to understand how to bring all that together, which will really like take you to the top when you understand how to utilize tone, and you learn how to learn as you learn how to utilize the mudras, and you're doing it with the proper breathing techniques. And then with that, anything is possible. That's the reason why this is all considered a limitless understanding of self, to know how to traverse this realm in which we exist in on the tangible, in the physical. And that's what all this is for. And this is the purpose and reason why we bring this to you, so that we can give you as much information so that you may understand how to go and search more of this out, and utilize what you feel may be the proper techniques, just like the guy in Mudra is the mudra of knowledge. But there's more mudras, and they come from different ethnic in like the Vayu mudra is a mudra of air. So when you understand what all this represents, you're still using the elements, which are basically the genie in the box, so to speak, for us to utilize here in this physical place.
Right. And here we go. When we see this, right? I'm just saying everything is twisted, and what you believe to be true, you need to step in and do it for self to see how you feel with it, right? So the Vajramutra, fingers are separated, but a curl's going on, and a little bit of a tuck with the thumb, but not much. Thumb pressing down on the index finger to the base of the thumb. So it's important that this is down at the bottom. The rest of the fingers extended. It is said to balance the air element within the body, helping to relieve problems associated with gas and joint pain. How do you feel when you do this one? And then you can body dose. Is this right for me? I'm neutral with it. How do you feel?
I'm floating.
Floating. You're always floating. Flyer.
Grounder.
Oh, and speaking of toning, I was doing it vocally this AM and the dogs just stared at me perplexed. Absolutely. Beautiful. So toning, and let's just drop into that a little bit. When you tone with the vowels, ah, oh, you can do it really simply, or you can play with it. Ah, ha, 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 oh. And see how you feel when you do that, because think about it, your cells are affected by the resonance. And when it's your resonance, it's much more powerful than anybody else's. So when you do this for self, it completely changes things for you. That was a big one, eh? All right, next one. Agni Mudra, Mudra of fire. So that's bringing it down. There we go. And these ones are kind of touching at the bottom. I say it's just like this. Yeah. Helps with the metabolism and body temperature regulation. Having a hot flash? No, you should try this one. She called me an ass. Did you hear that? So how does this one make you feel? Just fires up my crown more. All right, we don't need that. So relief, beautiful. Absolutely. Janice, energy flowing, swirling around. Absolutely. So if you need more fire, it's activating that. Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, of course, like I've pointed before, right? I know, right? So, like I've pointed out before, when you understand what the elements are, and you begin to understand the mudras,
Yeah.
and you begin to understand, you know, meditative techniques, and you begin to understand toning or you know, your ohms, and then definitely the most important is understanding breath work. When you bring all this together, woo, sorry, I just got fired up here. They're zinging me. So when you utilize these and you use them in unison, man, I'm telling you, you raise your vibratory state and your frequency just goes boom. And you expand that toroidal field that is around you.
Oh, and then you don't need to use anything protective. You're just activating your own energy so strong that others will not be able to come near you. Especially if you walk around going like this. Sorry. It's
Have a
been
little bit of fun, yeah.
I usually do it with both hands. Yeah, I would recommend doing it with both hands. And I would recommend that you play with this yourself, right? Check it out. Generally, it would be like this.
There's a balancing.
Yeah.
But of course, your left hand is receiving, your right hand is giving. So you can use them in that way as well, depending on what it is that you're wanting to implement, how are you utilizing it, things like that.
Yeah. And so this mudra is created by touching the tip of the thumb to the ring finger with the other fingers extended. It is believed to increase the earth element, which can enhance physical and body strength. How do you feel when you do this one?
Sorry.
Zing.
Zinged.
Yeah. How do we feel when we do this one? Trying that one. Hopefully it warms me up. Yeah. Hey, spring's coming. Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Ada. How are you? Charged. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we're all, whoops, my right fingers are shaking on this one. Oh, interesting. So maybe ask, what does that mean? You should do more of until it stabilizes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting.
Yeah, definitely.
Practice it, because you're actually now you've never done this with your body. Your body's like, what are we doing?
Yes.
It's the same. I had something else going on. Oh, somebody was doing brain exercises where you were doing this and then you had to switch to no. So you go back and forth. That's just what they wanted to do.
Yes, it's getting both hemispheres
Right?
to speak to one another. Just waiting for that. I was so waiting for that. That was so funny.
Oh, you manifested that.
I helped in that one.
Oh,
was funny.
oh, thank you for the laugh. Sorry, we can't laugh at ourselves. Who can we laugh at? Glad you're feeling super grounded. Yeah, we're both really grounded as well. Yeah. The right is giving, left is receiving. So feminine, masculine. And that would be one of the reasons as well. But you can give with both hands. So if I want to send you energy, activate, I can send out energy this way, ground, ground. Nice, you're all grounded now. So, and including Norma, a little calmer. There we go. The Varuna Mudra, Mudra of water. Remember, these are all the elements in the body. Yeah. This one's really easy. Yeah, tuck your baby finger and the tip of the thumb to the little finger. So it's kind of like this. So these are actually such good exercises, again, for that brain coherence, right? And the mudra is said to balance the water element within the body, potentially aiding in conditions related to dryness or skin and digestion issues. Activate more water in my body. Do an affirmation with it. Ask for what you want.
Command.
Yeah, command, not ask. Absolutely. Perfect. Thank you for clarifying that. Appreciate that. Now we know. Now we know what's going on. We have to confess, we have a really good challenge trying to keep up with your different names on different socials. And so don't be afraid to remind us, it's nearly, I'm gonna need a spreadsheet to keep up with everyone. Yeah. Trying these with affected side too. Yippee. Beautiful, Victoria. Thank you. Awesome. You're welcome, Janice. Yeah. And we're glad you can laugh with us, right? Like, what's the point of living if you're not laughing, in my opinion? All right. Shuntara Mudra. Mudra of emptiness. I empty my vessel. I clear my system. The middle finger to the base of the thumb and keeping the rest of the fingers. Well, that's a tougher one. Why is that one tougher? Oh, is it tucked? It doesn't. I guess it is tucked.
Wrong finger.
No.
What's that one?
Oh, there we go. Right? Straight to thought to reduce the space element in the body, helping with if you're ringing, try this one. If you find your ears are ringing, give this a go and say, please reduce my tinnitus, or please reduce my ear ringing. Back off. It's too much. Command. Command. Yeah, well, I know that's you, Rebecca. I got you figured out. It was the fact that, yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you for doing that, though. We appreciate it. All right, and so let's go to the next one. Anjali. Anjali. Solution Mudra. I do this all the time to people. I honor you. Commonly known as the prayer pose, palms are placed together at the heart center. This mudra symbolizes respect and is often used to prepare the mind for meditation or to express gratitude. And I'll do it. I literally will do this to people. I don't know. It just shows up depending on the person. Or quite often I'll just nod, smile. I see you, right? Namaskaram is the word that goes with that. Namaskaram. Absolutely. Perfect. Let's go to the next one. And then ask questions, guys. We want some questions tonight. This is the meditation mudra. The hands are placed in the lap, right hand on the top of the left, with the palms facing upward and the thumbs touching. It is used to deepen meditation and concentration. So that would be like, you can see what he's doing in this one, or she's doing. They look a little masculine to me. Not that my hands weren't masculine looking. Okay, clear. Tango equals tango. Thank you. Usually if my ears are ringing, I say, okay, I am listening. And then it goes away and I hear nothing. Ha ha ha. Please tell me in a way I can understand. Please show me in a way I can understand. Because if you're not getting the message the way that you need to hear it, ask for clarification. Yeah, instead of it falling on deaf ears, so to speak. And I get that one because I have the same thing. I'm like, I usually take the things as like, pay attention. Something's happening around you. And right away, I'm like, aware of surroundings. So quite often it'll be just that with no message as well. So it just depends. Mudra of the sun, Surya. You want to read this one?
The ring finger is bent to touch the base of the thumb, which presses down on it, with the other fingers extended. This gesture is believed to increase the solar element in the body, which is associated with vitality and energy. Practitioners often use it to help with weight management and to boost enthusiasm and willpower. It is also said to have a positive effect on the endocrine system
endocrine. Doesn't matter.
And to help in improving digestion. By incorporating the Surya Mudra into your daily practice, individuals may find a greater sense of balance and inner strength.
Beautiful. Mudras as gestures of the hands, body, or face. And we haven't done any of the face ones or the body ones, although I tell you guys all the time, be like a tree. That's like a mudra, right? So it depends on what you're doing with the body that you're being called to do to activate. And I always say, rubbing your hands together and using them on your body and then breathe love into that space. That's not a mudra, but it's a way of supporting and helping with the body. Break down different areas. Deeply intertwined with spiritual practices, often used in. Are we back at the beginning?
No.
Oh,
this is the breakdown of the spiritual
and
physical.
Okay. Prayer to enhance focus and deepen states of consciousness. They can symbolize specific spiritual concepts, such as the unity of the individual soul with the universal soul in the Anjali Mudra. Practitioners may find that certain mudras help in achieving altered states of consciousness, as a physical gesture can influence the subtle body and the flow of prana or energy. Mudras can be a form of nonverbal communication with the divine, expressing intentions and receiving spiritual energy.
The health applications. On a health level, mudras are believed to influence the balance of the 5 elements within the body. I can't see.
Oh, there you go.
In the body, which can contribute to physical well-being. They can stimulate different organs, glands, and nerves, potentially aiding in the healing of various elements. For example, the Gyan Mudra is thought to help with mental clarity and stress reduction, while Prithvi Mudra may strengthen the body. The practice of mudras can complement other health practices by promoting relaxation, reducing tension, and supporting the body's natural healing processes.
Does that make sense? So a question over on Rumble from Albarmy. Say that 10 times in a row fast. Can you assist me in figuring out a way to be in my dreams? When I fall asleep, I'm dark till I wake up, except for one weird one that comes through a couple times a year. Thanks in advance. Yeah, absolutely. Pop. Okay, Tango, here goes. Hello, we're trying to reach you about your car expired warranty. So for dreaming at night, I wouldn't say you're going dark. You're just not remembering. And so there is a practice of taking a full glass of water. It doesn't have to be this big. Drinking half before you go to sleep and setting the intention. I'd like to remember what is for my highest good. as I dream tonight or as I sleep tonight. And then when you wake up in the morning, finish the water. You're speaking into the water. Water has memory. And in the morning, you drink that and do some writing. Do not go to your phone right away. Take a few minutes for self and give us a try and let us know how that goes. And as you are meant to, you will recall more. I go through the same thing where it'll come and it'll go. She's a traveler, so she remembers some, but not all. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, it's about the intention that you set as well, as T was speaking to here. For so long, you know, a lot of us, I remember that I've been a traveler ever since I can remember, and that's being very young. But there was a time that I didn't pay that much attention to my dreams. So when I stopped doing that, I wasn't as aware, and I didn't feel as though I was going to places as much. But what it was you're always going somewhere, because when the physical form goes to sleep, the spirit goes. It's how much of the awareness you have about that lifeline, or that umbilical cord that the spirit has with the body, and ensuring that you set the intention to strengthen that bond, so that way you bring in the harmony, where as your spirit is out traveling and doing what it does, the body can be present with it. But it's also that you got to understand too, that even with dreams, you don't want your body interacting with your spiritual travels, because then it begins to alter or manipulate your dreams. So I'm still in that process of understanding that myself, where I'm working with my intentions in improving how I set that intention, so that way, as I'm out in my travels, if my body is aware of this, because it draws me back and wakes me up 2 and 3 and 4 times a night in my travels. So it's something that you just got to work with, continue to set those intentions. And as you go along, as T says, when you get up first thing in the morning, just give yourself that chance and opportunity to see if something comes to mind. And if it does, write it down, even if it's just an image, or if it's a word, or if it's a sound, write it down, because then what you're doing is you're beginning to create a better connection with your memory, your mind, in that connection of your travels.
Yeah, hopefully that helped. So it's a work in progress. Don't judge, because by saying I go dark, I don't remember anything, you're actually kind of asking for that. Does that make sense as well? So be conscious about the words you speak, because you're always manifesting. Everything you think, say, and action you take manifests your reality. All right. Energy applications. Mudras are used to direct the flow of prana, or life force. Same thing, similar thing, within the body's network of nadis, which are energy channels. They call them meridians in ancient China. Does it come from China originally, though? Where does it come from?
I'll have to check it.
Chinese traditional medicine.
Yeah.
All right. And so it all depends on, but they all go back to the same thing. You look at a lot of the teachings. If you go back far enough, you can see there's like this flow that happens between them. It's just a different way of saying the same thing, because it affects another country, language, body of people differently, right? They can help to activate specific nadis, ensuring a smooth flow of energy and preventing the wastage of prana. In other words, this is why I always say, careful where you're putting your energy. If you're angry at somebody and you're always lashing out to them, you're giving your power away. So conserve your energy. It's for your body. It's for your manifestation. It should be honored and respected. By linking various circuits within the nadis, mudras, one can create a flow of energy with both gross physical and subtle energetic implications. The practice of mudras can be seen as a form of energy work, similar to the principles found in acupuncture, where the manipulation of energy points can lead to changes in the body's energetic field. But I would say, in regards to acupuncture, That's also depending on the person and how well they know what they're doing. You're putting holes within your body, within your field. I'm not a huge fan of it. I used to go, but I would only go to really specific people, and now I just do acupressure, which is adjusting those. And then I've been giving advice on that as well, which I'm happy to do a show on too. Freedom, liberty, lover. As a child and teenager, I had reoccurring variations of the same dream, flying over fields and pine trees, but losing altitude and my feet hitting the treetops. Interesting.
Yeah.
Something about staying grounded. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So, and I think the other thing too is not to compare your dreams. She flies. I'm like, and we're just very different in the way we get to operate. Every single one of us, like our fingerprint, thumbprint, is unique. And so then therefore, you have to accept the gifts that you do have. Yeah. I have dreams where I am aware and dreaming and can direct it. Beautiful.
That's great, Cindy.
Woo-hoo!
That's awesome.
That's super awesome. Yeah, that's what you want. You want to drive it. You want to go ahead?
All right. When applied for growth, mudras can be a powerful tool for self-transformation. They can be used to cultivate a deeper awareness of the body's energy systems, enhance spiritual practices, and promote physical and emotional healing. By practicing mudras with intention and sensitivity, individuals can experience harmonization of body, mind, and spirit, leading to personal growth in an expanded state of consciousness. Mudras are a profound aspect of spiritual practice, particularly within the realms of yoga and tantra. They are gestures primarily of the hands. Oh, okay. I guess we've already went over all that. So.
Yeah, that's okay. So what we've done, and let's just run through these quickly again, if I can take it right back to the beginning, because it should lap around. Oh, there we go. Let's go through so here's some photos for you. So on the very tip of the thumb is the brain. Right? So it's this one. This is your pineal, right? So as you're doing, so this is part of the acupressure. You got, it's really, really important when we're when we're working on these and we want to activate, you could actually go through your hand on all of these points and say, where am I tender? It's going to tell you what's going on in your body. Okay, what do I need to work on? So thyroid's on the side of the thumb, right? And your bladder. So you have all these different points as you go through. That's hand reflexology, but it's important to realize it's everything together, working together. Now, we're not saying you need to be an expert in all of these, but we are saying, we highly recommend that you become aware and to learn for yourself what needs to be done. There we go. All right. So we're just going to pause for 1 second. There we go. And we'll run through this one more time so people can make another list if they want to. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, here's Cindy again. I got blown away at dust storm when I was flying in a dream, ended up on the top of an apartment complex across the city. Interesting. Well, I had a dream. It was a very weird dream. It was a group of us in a cabin, but it included Phil. But it had a huge audience, and it had this computer system I'd never seen where we could all be together. But it felt like they were all different cameras. Anyways, it was an opportunity for us to have this huge exponential growth, and I'm not going to complain about that. But why was Phil there? I don't know. I don't know what that means yet. We're going to have to figure that one out. Did you get something?
I get with the different camera views. This right here, when she explains dreams like this, for my understanding, and what I get is talking about the different camera views. What that does is it's different perspectives of the individual and the levels, depending on where we are within ourselves. The many people that given where they are in their own spiritual progression, no matter what level they're at, their perspective is going to be different. And, and of course, I feel that probably it being feeling there was probably because it's something that was just still in your in the forefront of your thought because of just hearing certain conversations about that, where that was just the focal point of giving you that information clearly as to what it was speaking to, that as we go along, even with people that are out here and doing what they do, they are still giving everybody views, which those individuals take them and see them as perspectives. Okay.
Yes.
So when we look at dreams, they have significance, and it depends on what level you're at and what you understand of your dreams as to what your dreams are trying to give you to understand more about the everyday, life and what we're being shown, what we're being told. That, I mean, to the point that T and I have even had these conversations. It's like, what's real?
Right.
What's real? Because GCI and then all the information CGI, sorry, and all the information and stuff that it just keeps flooding in for all the different levels of everything that's taking place. It's just so much, and it's one of those that discernment is a huge tool to be using, especially at this period in space and place and time, especially this year of 2024, because the one thing about 2024 is it brings us to the 8, which is the infinity sign. And as long as we're utilizing and understanding all the tools and guides that, we've been giving you here, discernment should be simple to a level and degree, as long as you stay centered in who you are. And that's what the infinity sign is, because we're always in motion. We're always moving. And as long as we're moving and we're asking those proper questions, we're always going to find ourselves back at that center of that infinity sign, which is going to keep us balanced in our understanding and remaining as discerning as we can in our choices.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the Mudra'S weren't labeled quite right, and that was perfectly said. Just so you know, I confirm.
Thank you.
I confirm. The Mudra'S were 9 in total. 10, actually. 10. One wasn't numbered properly. And so if you would like a hot list of those, we'll be diving a little more into this. And actually, would really love to do a mini course on it so that you can practice, and then we can all come together and talk about our experience. So there's something called micro learning, and micro learning is taking 15 minutes incrementally every day and compounding upon that. So we realize that this video, and we try to keep them to an hour for a reason, because to us, that's more than enough time to convey information and let you digest it. Any more than that, and we start to drop the information or the energetics off the back end. And what we want to do is really maintain and hold them. So this micro learning system we're creating is going to have a little bit of information every day, a little bit of not just visual, vocal, and then a little bit of written for you to do to help bring it together and pull it together so that you are able to understand how you can, in small amount, 15 minutes every day. Are you willing to commit that to you? It might end up being 30, but are you willing to commit that to yourself? Because we're giving way too much away these days. Yeah. The lady I go see for reflexology, when she's working on me, she is shape shifting. And she said, I shape shift as well. What's happening there? Something moving behind you. The lady I go see for reflexology, when she's working on me, and she's shape shifting, or she's moving through dimensions.
It's this is something that can be touched upon, and when you understand shape shifting, okay, it's a movement of energy in all actuality. And what it is energy, especially in reflexology, because you're working with the nervous system. And what happens is the body is just going with the flow of what's taking place, whether it's reflexology, acupressure, acupuncture, whatever's going on. But the eyes can see that energy movement. And that may be all that she's doing and that may be what you're doing. Either that, or you could be tapping into the fact that she's able to see shape shifting, or vice versa. So what's happening is you're just seeing energy in motion. That's all it is. So when you begin to understand, this is like I just got through explaining, discernment and knowing that information and having that knowledge gives you more of a general, more rooted sense of understanding of what people speak to when we use, words like shape shifting and things like that. When you take out something and you quit defining it and you see it as it really ultimately is, it's energy and motion. You're just getting to a place in space where you're beginning to see that energy movement.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ada's got a good addition to this, probably because you were very relaxed, so maybe opens up easier. Yeah, so you're able to, to work on it. Yeah. It could be considered part of the aura. I think it just depends on everyone's experience. It's so very individual. Tango, meditate on it and tell us what you get. Because really, this is custom for you, quite honestly.
Right. It is one of those that I still go with this by, I know that I'm saying this a lot, discernment, because you got to understand something. Given all the information that's been going out there, and believe me, before I even got to this place of just wanting to know truth and wanting to know who I am and things like that, I watched a lot of, just different things that brought me to where I am now. And in that, I heard a lot of things that were being told to me, where I had to be discerning to make sure that I did not take that information and eat it like it's pudding, because that is still a form
of manipulation.
Yeah, right. Because it's still a form of manipulation. Somebody else telling you something that you don't even know if they've gone back as far as they need to understand the words that they're utilizing or they're using or that they're conveying. So when you hear people talk about shape shifting, my immediate response is, whoa, slow down. Have you done your own research to understand what shape shifting is? Even if it exists at all, go back to the root of what it really stands for. And you're going to have to go way, way back. But understand that it's also that people are taking these words still, even in this day and age, at this space and time, they're utilizing it in ways to manipulate the way that you perceive things. That's the reason why discernment is so vitally important here.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm just going to copy and post this over. So, and Janice is saying, lately I felt like I'm not sure what dimension I'm in and feels like I'm living in a completely different world. Not sure if that makes sense. Anyone else?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I'm freaking
all the time.
All the time. We're like, did we go through another portal? Like, what just happened?
Yeah, because I'm doing it all the time. Just from us being up the street to come here, we know we're in a different portal. We know we're in a different space and place, because it doesn't feel the same. And my body tells me this.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it bad or doesn't make it good. It just tells me it's just a different energy space.
Yeah. So there's different energies here. Right. And this is why traveling has been so invaluable for gaining the knowledge to feel the energies, no matter where we are or what we do, that we can feel the difference between this area and this area. Oh, this feels good. This doesn't. Okay. Time to move on.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's really important. How does this space make you feel? Yeah. Tango says, I love the way Norma Einstein explains things.
Thank you, Tango.
Yeah. And then right away, I'm like, little baby Norma Einstein. I don't know why. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like what I shared with you earlier. Absolutely. You're observing your reality. And the more you become the observer, you're like, oh, I don't know where I am anymore. These people are all real strange. That we're not on the same frequency. We're not operating this way. Hello, Arlene. How are you, love? Yeah. In between worlds. Absolutely.
You are. That's what I speak to. That's what I'm talking to when I say that I'm traversing two worlds. I am. All of us are. I'm just aware because I've been doing it for so long. And what you're doing is you got to understand, from the spiritual realm to this physical realm, what you're doing is you're bringing information from there to here, and then you're utilizing what you've utilized here to take there to go and figure out from these different worlds, so to speak. And that's where you begin to understand the fun to all this. This is where you begin to really understand, this is what I was here to do. I'm here to do this. I'm here to figure this out, because when you begin to really recognize that, man, this is fun, man. trust me, I'm still human to the level and degree where I have my days. It's like, oh man, I'm not getting this. What's in problem? What's in my what's in my way? What's, this, that, or the other. But I still always maintain that no matter what's going on, I still love being here. It's like, wow, especially when you hit those pivotal moments, you're like, whoa, yes, I can put that in place. Just like today, we was having a conversation with someone and I was explaining, something with her about the mind and how the mind will take you wherever it is you want it to go. And then I was like, oh, sorry, gotta go. Because there was stuff coming in, because I remember some of these things, because sometimes I have a tendency to forget. So sometimes we get into, having these conversations with other individuals where it's like, boom, hey, you forgot about this. And it happens in that way when you begin to understand synchronicities and synchronization is so profoundly beautiful, because it brings you back to knowings that you forget that you can still utilize, because there's just so much to us.
Yes. And that's, but without you having that glimmer, that flash of remembering to go, I got to go outside and go listen to this. Yes. So somebody else is calling it a trigger. I'm like, it's not a trigger. It's a glimmer. It's like, remember you're supposed to work on this. And that was the opening. So somebody's fish is having babies in my reality, right? This beautiful moment is my fish, a Molly. Her name is Dottie. She's having babies right now. I'm saving them so they don't get eaten. Aww, that's so beautiful. I'm a fish granny. Oh, there could be a song about that. Right? Granny fish. Beautiful. Beautiful. Ada says, I remember the first time I astral projected, it was where I was aware in my sleep. I flew out of the bedroom window and hit a bush. I woke up and felt the sensation on my eye. Yeah, it can happen. Absolutely.
It can, especially if you still have a really good, if you're very grounded, then your body will kind of feel what the spirit body is doing.
Absolutely.
Because there's times,
you bring it back in.
Yeah. I mean, there's times that I can be in my travels and my body can feel if I'm hugging somebody. My body can feel if I'm touching something. So in my body, my eyes, these human eyes are seeing what it is that is taking place as I'm in my spiritual travels. So it's like, it's profound when you have that connection, and I'm still finding that balance where I'm able to have this body at the level where when I go, this body remembers everything, but I'm still in that process of finding that harmony and bringing that together.
Yeah. And Bob is saying, I'm afraid to do that OBE thing. When it is time, you will know. When it is time for you, you'll know. If it's ever time for you. It's, there should be nothing that we're physically we should be chasing, right? We're just absorbing information. Does it resonate? Using discernment and applying that which resonates and works for our current position, so to speak, because it will change. Yeah. Janice says, like when your body jerks in a dream state, but you're awake. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. Yeah.
And Bob, don't be afraid, because it's like when you get back to the root of these things, you become to understand that we as beings have been here for a very, very long time. Death was not created until us as beings began to have a certain level of fear being here for as long as we have, because of the conditions that we knew we were being born into.
Right.
Okay. So when you come to understand, there is no death. There's no death as far as where we as beings are concerned. We've done this so many times. So when it comes to an OBE or that chance and opportunity, you get to where you understand that this body functions with or without you. It doesn't mean that it's a death of the body just because you are aware that the spirit is going to travel.
You're still attached through your belly button.
Yes.
And so if you're aware, and Bob says, Tango says, same Bob, I get to the ceiling, then I get worried and back I come. That's okay. That's okay. Don't judge it. It's all good. But what if a dark entity come in and claims your body when you're out of it? No.
It doesn't work that way.
No,
Not in the way that
not in the way it's portrayed.
right. And
In our opinion.
it's one of I've never had my body taken over. Never. Not even whenever I was going through what you would call the dark night of the soul. Never. It's easier for an entity to take over when you give it permission, when you don't know that you are. But
Yeah.
in a sleep state, you automatically have a force field, so to speak. Okay. They cannot do anything to the body. They cannot take over your body without your permission. Period. Point blank. It can't be done.
If you think if that could be done, why are they doing much more while we're living? Like, why being in your, so use some thought patterns around this, right? And think about it. Yeah. Heidi says, I've been feeling sudden, like beginning of a panic attack, then boom, it's gone. Then I smile at this point. Might be a download, perhaps. Absolutely. If a lot of energies are coming in, you see her dance around and do things. She's like, it's a huge energy feeling, which can be overwhelming sometimes because it's new. I know that when my crown first started lighting up, I was like, oh man, what is going on now? First, it was goosebumps, right? And then it shifts and changes. And Robert says, laugh out, baby steps, right? Yeah, take your time. Enjoy the journey.
Yes.
There's no destination we all need to be at that you think you want to stamp your passport when you get there, but it's about what was the experience getting there. Oh, this is the most important thing. Enjoy. Find joy in every moment that you can, in every day. Why do you think that we go snorkeling, go swim with the turtles, go to the beach? Because we realize that even we can get caught up in we're creating these courses and we get into this work mode and it's such a habitual thing, but it's such a 3D thing. No, go play, go have some fun. Yeah. Tango says, if I'm not back on the next show, you know what happened. Didn't make it back.
I love you,
Oh, we love
We
you.
love you, Tango.
We love you.
But I want to be able to point this out as well. But listen, if it was one of those situations where you were at that level of the realm where you have to worry about entities taking you over, you would not be sitting here.
Right?
Point blank. Because here's the thing. This is about levels within ourselves.
Inner travel.
This is about the levels within ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And when we begin to, even on the basics of the understanding of Solomon's temple, this was not a place that was built. It was here. To understand Solomon's temple and the story of what Solomon's temple represents is profound when you really read it the way it's meant to be read. To understand that everything that happened with Solomon happened within him. Period.
Most stories are metaphors for what's going on within the body. Travel the universe within you. Every organ correlates to a planet. Planet. We got lots more to share. All right, you guys, we love you. We're sending you lots of love. Practice the mudras. Let us know how it goes. You can even just do super simple and just play through the fingers because each one is one of the elements. And so then therefore, what does that do for you? And sit for a few minutes for each. Set a timer. And don't forget, 5 minutes of being quiet in the morning. Put a timer on. Observe the mind. We really want to know how you're doing with that. We haven't heard from you. How are you doing with that? So put it in the chat. All right. We love you so much. Don't forget to hit the like, make a comment after. What was your favorite mudra? What was your favorite thing about this video? Really helps the algorithm so we can bring in more souls to join us. We love you. Have a beautiful night. And those in Canada, enjoy your family day tomorrow. It's a day off.